So last week, me and my boss, my supervisor, she was like, Toby, have you eaten? I said no. She's like, oh, what do you want to eat? I said something fancy and delightable. Like maybe some steak and some delicious things I can't afford with my own money.
Yes.
She's like, okay, let's go out now. So we went to like one of these restaurants in VI. I came out of the car. I just came out of the car. Everybody started saying, Chairman Alpha, anything for boys, Chairman. And when I'm thinking, if you knew that me, I don't have money. It is this slender, slim woman that is the chairman that is going to pay. We get to the restaurant.
But you don't even acknowledge.
I mean, they didn't even acknowledge like our presence.
Yeah.
And then when we were done and we're leaving, she tipped them like 3K or I think 5K. And then by the time we were going outside, they said, thank you, chairman. And I'm like,
Because they literally, yes. You were the one that told
so
them
they opened the door for me and they just like, oh, she will come in like whenever she's ready to come in. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, I mean, how many times, like, I mean, I know that women don't spend on like some men sometimes, but a lot of women that like spend. How many times have you like gone out with somebody, maybe like a guy, and it was you that you were paying, and then, but they don't even recognize your presence.
So I can give you an instance. That one not happens. Okay, so I can remember when I was 7, right? I went to one with a guy, and I was like, oh, I literally always buy like berry blast. And when I got there, and I was like, I wanted berry blast. The guy went, he didn't get it. He now came back like, I want berry blast. He now looked at me. He now told me the amount. I look at him. Yes. And I want berry blast.
You know, sometimes they will even look at the guy to be sure that's you know that this person is buying berry blast too.
And it was literally just berry blast. How much is berry blast? That me, I cannot. So you're looking at me and like, no. And he repeated it like, I'm like, yes. Like, that's what I want. If you should leave me and go, I can pay.
I'm not going to clean. So I don't think that happens like with guys, because most times people expect guys
that
to
the guy will have money.
So I feel like maybe Pascal doesn't have like one, but Joey, like, has that like happened with
as you know that normally I'm a guy.
And so I'm broke.
And every time
girls take me out.
Half of the time that me and Toby go out, like I'm either with like both or whatever, or even going out to eat, I'm the one that always has the money. Right? And like these guys actually never acknowledge.
So if you are coming and they'll be like, thanks, bro.
And I'm like, bro, it doesn't make sense. And I get really angry and I'm like, since you are dumb, you're not going to get any money because you don't have
or you're not giving 5 stars.
But she's the one that has money. And guess what? She'll greet them. She'll say, good morning, sir.
Do you know I'll say good morning.
Me, I'm on my phone. No. They'll say, good morning, sir.
No, I just need to see Toby. And they're like, hey, chairman. I'm like, as in, you guys get inside.
In those situations, when they like ask you for money, when you go out with Joey, do you still tip them or do you intentionally?
No, most times I don't even have money, so it's not even by choice. It is that I've gone out with my boss, who is going to spend 100K on lunch, and is going to tip them like 5,000, and I literally have 2,000 naira left in my own account, and so I'm just following. But they still see me as that, and I think that it's important to have these conversations. This is not my view. How do we deal with how like people stereotype us, for example? So for example, they say that, oh, you are young, and then maybe like you are the person that is handling like $1 million naira project, and they're looking at you like, oh, like you're too small for this.
You're too young to handle.
Or like a lady. Like how do we like deal with those kind of things?
I think it's, you know, some people have like an orientation that is very difficult to break away from. So I don't think it's something you can force if they are not willing to accept it. You can only just, okay, like if I order for something right now, I will call and be like, oh, I'm chatting with you via WhatsApp. You're telling me thank you, sir. Why can't you say thank you, sir, or ma?
The man that is buying.
Yeah, like why don't you think like it's a lady that is paying for it? You get my own part that I will tell you, I'm actually a lady. And be like, apologies. I will keep correcting you until it becomes like something that be like, I beat on like this one might be like say this one too be babe. You get, but small thing you're ordering and they're like, oh, thank you, sir. Why? So my own bit is to correct you where I can. But if you're going to take it to heart, I've said my piece and yeah.
I think that like stereotypes and whatever, it has to do with exposure, right? Because let's not lie, let's not steal, right? Like I think as human beings, right? As human beings, like I think we're wired to like just, I don't know, profile people. Yeah. Right? So as much as even we that we are here, we're like, oh, it's wrong or whatever, as in, I will always do it. So let me confess. I will see somebody and I'm like, wait, what phone is this guy using or whatever? It's just like that.
I think the person is using Samsung. The person is just a low-key dead guy. Because he's not using iPhone 11.
And this is just me coming out clean, right? But I think that the thing that is different for us here is that like we have exposure. Like we've seen that okay, it's not always as it is, but like for your random like security guy or the fuel attendant, like
even for physical appearance, I read a story about somebody that went to the hospital, saw like a male and a female standing in front of the room, and immediately looked at the guy and said, "Doctor, how is she?"
Oh my goodness.
And then then she later realized, oh, the woman is actually the doctor. The guy is actually the nurse. I was like, oh.
So it's like,
but that is a common mistake.
but that doctor herself would have felt bad. Like this one.
Yes, but like that is a common mistake. So let's now take it even out of the context of like work. So how do we deal with this and remove that thing from our mindset that because the person looks like this doesn't mean that this is the identity of this person? How do we go beyond that?
Like Andrew like made a very valid point that like as human beings we are profiled, we are like
human beings are visual people actually,
people, right? So I think this is a social issue, right? And because it's a social issue, it has become very complex to manage, right? Because like to solve this type of problem, you would have to increase maybe education.
Yeah.
Sometimes most of these things are also socio-cultural too. That's like you can't. It's.
They have to unlearn a lot of things to be able to like.
Because even
adapt.
us, we need to get to that point where like when I see somebody on dreads, I'm not thinking that.
Yeah.
So something funny happened to me, right? And like it happened like at work. So normally I like to dress. Like I like to be very comfortable. So most times you see me on my Crocs. Like I'm just. So that day, as in I was feeling Gen Z. So like I wore like bucket hat. I wore like my oversized, like baggy everywhere. And for a very random reason, like I usually like keep my ID card. So as soon as like I flash my ID card like at the door and they let me in, I'll put it inside my bag. But that day, I was just, I don't know, I was feeling spicy. So like I kept it and then it was just there for everyone to see. And then I was in the elevator and a lady like me, and she's like, "Oh wow, you're a staff." I'm like, yeah.
They thought you were on excursion.
I'm like, yeah, I work here, right? And she was like, get out.
And that's the funny thing, like it happens to like same sex, right? I remember when I was in uni, like 200 level, I was going into like the lab for practical. So I have piercing. And my lecturer just called me and she was like, "Are you in this class?" I said, "Yes." And she was like, "Why do I have like so many earrings?"
What does your piercing have to do?
I don't even know if it's going to
maybe that the O's are too.
It will affect like it will drain
chemical
my
flow
brain.
through
So that
smoke.
can't assimilate
And she literally just like she daggered me, like she eyed me and she was like, "This one is irresponsible." And I'm like, how does that? So it's like the profiling, like did I look irresponsible? Like I didn't even have to say a word. And she already said that, "Oh, this one will never be a serious person. Like I can't."
Wait till you tell your mother that you want to get a tattoo.
My mommy has said she will arrest somebody that will give me.
So, honestly, I think that the solution to stereotypes or whatever is honestly keep doing what you're doing. I can't lie, because I remember the first time that I cut my hair and I dyed it. Right, my mommy was mad. Like she disgraced me on the road. Right, but guess what? I didn't stop there. I did it again. And the next time I did it, she was like, "Oh, I like the color. It's so nice," or whatever. I swear, I can't lie. Keep doing it.
Please, we don't encourage. No, but yeah, I think that when we take it as something other people should do, it's easy to say it, but sometimes you also need to know that it's also something like I need to do. So for example, I'm always very paranoid when I'm walking on the road by myself. I'm a guy, I'm big. But like, I feel like people think I have money, so I'm easy to get kidnapped. I don't have money. But like, there was a particular night I was walking and I felt somebody was walking behind me. So I started to walk like really fast. It was dark. I started to walk really fast. I entered one corner, the person entered too. Turned right, the person entered. So I was like, I now turned back and saw that person was a lady. And I'm like, and immediately that I realized that the person was a lady, like I calmed down. So, but if it was a guy,
so your mind is like,
exactly, because I was looking at the lady, I was like, no, there's nothing, because immediately I profiled the lady as somebody
At
that is not going
the
to.
weaker sex.
Yes, that is not going to, that cannot harm me.
Yeah, so no.
So it was a guy.
Yes, that's it.
No, it's not
That's
weaker
what it
sex.
is. Because you
No,
I can be back to.
I mean, woman go call obtain me for street.
Why should I be obtained?
Go obtain me for
Why should I be
street.
obtain you?
Woman don't feel obtain me for street. Let me tell you something. If a woman should obtain me on the street, I will not be able to say it because they will drag me. They say as big as you, and so now woman dey obtain you for
So
street.
like, you see the guy.
What happens to
right
Now I'll say that it's
what
a
happens
guy.
to what a man can do, a woman can do better?
No, but don't be
Stop it.
obtained now.
But I think we need to be honest about this conversation, right? Like, there's no way again, like, unless you are a trained martial artist or something,
But
there's
she's
no
a
way
babe.
again.
But she wasn't, so
Ah,
that's the
ah,
thing.
ah.
So when we think about stereotypes, we
It's not
often
only
think
for the
about
one educated,
yes, it's not only
though.
for is you in like how you like perceive it. Like in that instance, I just saw like a lady and I just felt like, oh, this one. Or sometimes when you imagine like you are driving and then you see like a babe on the road in Allen Avenue. She's dressed like in a really like slutty way. She's on the road and you're driving. You're thinking, another kidney. But maybe like she's just waiting for Uber. She's going to like, as in, like, and she's not even.
I swear,
Or
Yes.
actually seeing a woman drive a really nice car, you're like,
And you're like,
man
yes,
buyer.
exactly.
Or when she drives stupidly on the
So
road.
guys-
I think we have.
Yeah, there's that.
I think
Actually.
of this thing.
Yes.
Because you just gave an instance now, and in my mind, I just played like a statement I can make and be like, he just coming back
I
from
mean,
work. Because
exactly.
like we've all done it at one point in time, and I'm sure after this conversation, God help me. I'll receive
Most
it.
things- so is if we want to change stereotypes, I think that it starts from us acknowledging that we need to constantly learn and like, because if somebody that was like on dreads or something were to come into like a space where people were like all like tied up and everybody's wondering like, who is this one? Did this one miss road?
Yeah.
And instinctively, that is what we are thinking about.
People that do dread, sometimes I'm like,
okay, so you
You're-
just said
you're
you just
looking
said
very-
tacky. Who defines tacky?
Who defines that?
because you're looking unkempt
If I want
now.
to be addressed as
no,
your
no,
royal
no,
highness,
So that's
should
what
I
you
wear
think of
crown?
defines unkempt.
No, because like if you're looking scruffy,
What
you're
does-
wearing a shirt that
Who
you
defines-
clearly know
who
should
defines
be ironed.
scruffy?
No, what if that's the fashion?
What if- yeah,
have you not
what-
seen?
what
Have you not
if-
seen Jesus?
Do you understand?
What if that's the
What if
fashion?
not ironing your clothes is the
What if you
fashion?
address me as a human being, regardless of what I'm putting on? What if my dignity shouldn't be tied to how I'm looking? You get? What if you just respect me for being human and that's
Exactly.
it?
Yes, no, it's like I'm going to accord you that courtesy. Like, oh yes, that.
Is it
I
a
mean,
courtesy? It's
No,
my
I
right.
mean, I'm
Like,
going
it's
to be
not a courtesy.
nice to you. I'm
It's
going to
not
be
a
pleasant
courtesy, it's
and
my
nice.
right.
And be nice to me, whatever I'm
Whatever
wearing.
I'm wearing.
But if you
Because
go,
it's
okay,
my
you're
right.
going for a meeting, you're not dressed properly. What do you expect? They won't take you shop because you didn't come prepared. Do you get?
So that wait, because I'm not dressed in a certain way doesn't mean that I'm not prepared.
Why doesn't your appearance matter like
So
that? You
so
look
for instance, so
put
if I
together.
don't wear a suit to a meeting, doesn't mean I'm not prepared for
No,
the meeting.
no, you can wear a clean shirt
But we also now
and
know
pants,
that
and yeah.
because people's perception matter. If you're going for a business meeting, of course, as in dress in a way that people would perceive you as being like a certain way. So like you also now need to put like context into play. For example, and like that's how you
So
dress.
in general, generally, you need to dress the way you want to be addressed.
I don't think that as in
That's what it is.
At, like to your own standard. What works for you, right?
well, I would define what works.
No,
for
so
you.
you do it by yourself, but I think you have to just be neat. There are
being neat
people.
is fine.
No,
Yeah, you have to be
that's-
neat,
there are-
obviously.
no, there are people that you want to wear a dress that shows that you have curves. It's fine, but it's already loosening, or you can see this place
No,
is
that-
already there. Why?
What if
Those
that's
ones
the
are just.
I will say you are non-serious
Yeah.
because you're not putting thought
But-
into
but
what.
those
But
Yeah.
what
ones
if
are
that's
hygiene.
what if that's the fashion?
That is staying, and I can see that there's.
What if it was on
Like-
what if it was on the road there that the thing pop and I could not find tailor, but you would think I'm unserious.
Like
Exactly.
okay, you won't try and get like a replacement or
Yeah,
something. You
I'm
can
already
come
late for the meeting now. The thing can't cause.
but you can come in and apologize and say, I'm sorry that this just happened. Is that not something? Is that not
But before I
polite?
even talk, if I didn't say it,
But it's cool for you to
said
say
that
that.
Now
I'm
you
serious.
profile.
I'm
Now
unserious.
you
Yes,
profile.
we can.
I
Yes,
just
I'm
clearly stereotypes are not going away anytime soon. It's always, but as in we'll just keep like learning,
Yeah,
and each person just because you need to get to that point where you need to see people beyond.
Yeah,
it.
I was going to say that I think that like stereotypes are actually never going to go away because today it is dreads, tattoo, whatever. As in the generation of people that think that tattoo or whatever are wrong, like they would fade away, right? And then we that would think that is normal. As in, so we'll be okay with tattoo or whatever. But guess what? Another thing will come up that we will never be okay with. So,
but I need to also like point out that, for instance, the generation that said that tattoos are wrong, right? They will fade away, but they will have kids that they will raise. And when you are raising your kids, you most
raise
likely
them.
Don't even mind these tattoo
imprint on
people
them,
that
and it keeps going. Some of
Pascal,
those
don't
things
even
they
mind
don't go
them. We
anywhere.
see our moms that have those tattoos
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they have.
yeah.
I don't know what they say it's fashion.
But it's not like
Is it not
I want
tattoo?
tattoo. I want tattoo. Sha.
it's tattoo.
I want tattoo.
I want tattoo,
I don't want
yeah.
you to hear me, but I want
I want
But
tattoo. Yeah.
I think that like so beyond profiling, like you're a baby, a guy, you are rich, you are poor. There are other forms of profiling, right? You are black, you are white, you are Hausa, you are Yoruba.
That one is.
You are Igbo. You are Igbo.
that one is
So like
profiling that
so
any-
these are also like
That's generational profile.
so how do we then like solve profile?
Please, I'm speaking for Yoruba men.
Pascal.
There is a bad PR that
That
we
one-
Yoruba men
that
have.
That one is
They are profiled us
That-
and they have said that we are
that one
Africans.
is-
It's
But we are the
normal
most.
now. It's to be continued.
that one
It's
is-
to be
that one is-
No form of stereotype. No form of
zero
profiling.
stereotype.
I stand for Yoruba men. We
So,
don't.
Igbo men, what do you stand?
We like money. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's
How
not-
many
So
women
what's the
are-
stereotype for Yoruba ladies, for example?
They love very well.
They don't what?
They love very well.
They love very well. It's true.
They love very well.
It's easy to break their heart.
They love it all.
They like breakfast.
They enjoy it.
I object.
The Igbo ladies,
You're
wicked.
happy.
Wicked girls.
I object.
Wickedness. Igbo ladies, wickedness.
That's why Yoruba
That's why they are
guys like
good for
them.
Yoruba men.
Yeah, I think Yoruba guys and Igbo girls deserve themselves.
Yes,
To be honest,
yes.
Like, they deserve
Yeah,
themselves.
and Yoruba girls
Pastor
deserve
is
some
experienced.
Igbo
look at
love.
you people dwelling in stereotypes.
Because they are
Can you
Dwelling.
Can you
Dwelling in
So
stereotypes.
it is clear that at the end of the day,
It's not going anywhere.
stereotypes are not going
It's here to
anywhere.
stay.
But I think that might be some that we need to unlearn, and there will
Yeah.
be others that we can't just do anything about it. We're just going to like keep it moving. But like over time, those stereotypes, we need to just be open-minded, be ready to learn something new, be ready to accept that a woman can be the doctor and the man is the nurse.
Yeah.
Be ready to accept that the woman can pay, and be ready to accept that a woman can go further in the career than a man. Be ready to accept that the man is the house husband. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
This is
like
very
that's my
important.
future.
Because I'm
ambition.
aspiring
That's
to-
Pascal. That's
I don't think the woman that is rich enough. I'll take care of it. I'll do it.
This na my view, and don't forget to subscribe.